Meet Akio Toyoda, the man behind Toyota's drive to push the limits of performance and innovation. As the fearless president of the automotive giant, he's not just about making quality cars, he's behind the wheel of some of the most thrilling race cars and cutting-edge tech Toyota has ever seen. If you've been paying attention over the last 5 years, then you'll recognize the Gazoo Racing name and its affiliation with the world's largest automaker, Toyota. You've seen the GR badge attached to multiple Toyota models as of late, and there are more on the horizon. But how did it all start? What does Gazoo even mean, and why should you care? Today, we're diving into all that and more on the history of Toyota's official performance and tuning division, Gazoo Racing. The foundation for Gazoo Racing goes back many years, as Toyota itself was taking part in motorsports competitions as far back as the mid-1970s, with their Celicas tackling rally racing events throughout Europe. Things really clicked for them in the early 1990s when they earned 4 driver championship titles. In 1998 and 1999, battled it out in the grueling 24-hour Le Mans race, then said, hey, let's try that whole Formula One thing, and did an 8-year stint before switching back to endurance racing, where they made a huge impact with multiple wins to their credit. So obviously Toyota put plenty of effort into motorsports, but it wasn't until 2007 when the brand's vice president, Akio Toyoda, decided he wanted to take a run at the Nürburgring's 24-hour race. This was after a 5-year hands-on crash course in driver development under the tutelage of Toyota's master driver, Hiromu Naruse, and behind the wheel of the then outdated A80 Supra. With the help of Naruse, they then formed a race team, but didn't do so under the Toyota banner, so they named their group Team Gazoo. Although the brand's motorsports focus was on F1 at the time, Akio and Naruse were focused on trying to create something that linked motorsports to actual production vehicle development. Without help from the automaker, Akio funded most of the campaign himself, and to keep a lower profile, took the alias of Morizo, a name he adopted from the mascot from the Aichi World Expo a few years prior. That snub from his peers wouldn't last forever, as the budding driver and his teacher began to pull in supporters who shared the team's vision and helped accelerate their effort. A year after their Nürburgring debut, the team returned, this time with their new sports car project called the LFA, which eventually led to a limited production version in 2009. Also that year, Akio was promoted to Toyota president, and as he transitioned into his newly appointed role, the Gazoo name and its racing heritage were pushed to the forefront of the brand and its official performance branch. By 2012, the Toyota 86 Scion FRS debuted and was immediately let loose at the Nürburgring 24-hour race, where it was further developed and tweaked to increase the performance ability. By 2015, most of the performance subdivisions that existed within Toyota worldwide were given the Gazoo Racing designation. Like Honda's HPD or Nissan's Nismo division, in 2017, Toyota went on to offer motorsports-inspired goods from Gazoo Racing to the public. For those wanting to modify their vehicles with OEM manufactured parts, as well as a series of heritage parts for select older models. 2 years later, big news hit the automotive industry, specifically the enthusiast circle, when it was announced that the iconic Supra nameplate was to be revised and would push the automaker back into the competitive sports car segment. More importantly, it would be the very first Toyota production vehicle to wear the GR badge. Those 2 bold letters alerted those not already in the know that the brand's performance division, now forward-facing, was here to stay, and more GR models would be on the way. Just a few years later, the Supra was followed by the Rally Homologated Special, the mighty GR Yaris, a model that offers all-wheel drive grip and over 250 horsepower from a little turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that separates it from the mundane people mover standard model, though it never made it to US dealerships. Stateside fans got their crack at a 300 horsepower turbocharged all-wheel drive GR Corolla a few years later, which seemed to fit the American buyer better than the bite-sized Yaris. Just before that 5-door model was released, however, another Gazoo Racing product hit the market, in the form of the second-generation GT86, aptly named the GR86. Now before you say it, we know. You're still salty about the fact that the Supra shared most of its working parts with the BMW Z4, with the same sort of cross-brand effort that the GR86 and Subaru BRZ experienced. However, with the success of those vehicles among Toyota's more enthusiast-based audience, you might just see the return of both the MR2 and the Celica, and both would likely carry the Gazoo Racing nameplate. Imagine being able to go back to the times of Group B rally and bring that car back up. This has been a quick history of Gazoo Racing. If you have a GR Toyota, let us know in the comments. I'm Nick from Koenig. Catch you on the next one.